Hey guys, Luke here, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 21 of my Rugby League Live 3 West Tigers career mode. Now this episode is a year in the making, or a season in the making I should say. Not like in terms of real life year, but in terms of gameplay year. Obviously last year, we lost to the Dragons in the grand final, golden point, absolute heartbreak, 19-18. It was a Drew Hutchison field goal after they made a break, and I thought it was, we were quite hard done by. In terms of, we played pretty decently in the grand final, but we can't worry about that. We can't change the past. What we can change is the future, and we have a grand final to play right here up against the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs, a team that I would consider, they're actually my favourite team in real life, but I consider them a final specialist. Although they haven't won the grand final, but they find a way to make the grand final. They actually came from 8th spot this year, and obviously we were in 1st spot, only the one defeat, and that was a game against the Sharks, which we bottled it, and we ended up losing the game after the siren, after we dropped the ball. But taking on the Bulldogs, we are quite nervous. You can see a lot of the players, although they were here last year, they're not the most experienced players. We do have a lot of big game players, the Sam Thaidays and that sort of stuff, who is unfortunately going to be leaving us at the end of the season. He's going to be retiring. But in terms of the halves still quite inexperienced, although absolutely been killing it this year. Now, one thing that is a lot better than last year's grand final is the fact that there's going to be no copyright strikes, because I made sure I turned off the music in the game. So we don't have to worry about any copyrights. And you can see the boys are pretty amped up at the moment. But the Bulldogs, we can expect them to come out firing. They always do, especially for grand finals. I mean, just got to look at James Graham. He's hit on Sam Burgess. Now, a thing that we've got going for us is that they haven't been able to sort of go the distance, the Bulldogs, in the grand final. So hopefully we can just withhold them to start off with, and come up with some good plays, and just play a smart game of footy rather than run on emotion, which is what I think the Bulldogs will do. And as you can see, that's a huge hit there by Trent Holkinson. He absolutely sits Sirenen on his ass right there. But we did actually have a pretty good start. Clemmer had a good run. I think it was Elijah Taylor followed up with another good run. Now, Chris Lawrence there nearly went in and scored, but he's absolutely destroyed there by what I think is Will Hopewadi, and Hopewadi comes up with another tackle there. So that's great work there by young Hopper. He's signing on this game, a little bit foreshadowing to real life, and I think it's Frankie Pritchard there. Comes up with a big run at Tedesco. He comes up with a tackle when needed. He hasn't done it all the time in the past. He's been a little bit slack in defence, but you can see there the Bulldogs, they started off playing with a lot of passion, but they're also playing with some smarts as well. So Bulldogs definitely look like they're on that A game today, and we've got to be a little bit careful there, because it could be bad news for us. But that's a great run there by David Clemmer. Gets us on the front foot. Quick play the ball. Gets it to Chris Lawrence. Out to Nofaluma. Takes it around Corey Thompson, the fullback. And David Nofaluma is away. And David Nofaluma will open the scoring for us. It's only taken 14 minutes to score there, but we will open the scoring. 4-0 is what it is currently. A kick from in front as well, so it should be 6-0. Curtis Sirenen should not be missing from here. He can throw it over from this distance. And as you can see there, crowd is actually quite split down the middle there. Obviously, Bulldogs got a lot of fans. I'm very well aware of that. And obviously the Tigers, we've been in a great run of form over the last few years. A lot of our bandwagoners, they've come across to us. And as you can see there, I'm not sure who it was who did the high tackle, but Aaron Woods is absolutely smashed right in the face there. Now, there was a little bit of hint of concussion, but he decided to stay on. Didn't need to come off, but we might get in a little bit of trouble later on. But that's a brilliant little kick there. Jake Granville, and I think it's Elijah Taylor, has picked up a try there. They're going to the video ref. We'll be able to see who it is. It is Elijah Taylor, and he gets the ball down quite comfortably there. Decision pending here. And it is a try there. We are in the lead even more. We've extended the lead is what I'm trying to say there. And 10-0 is what it is currently. Soon to be 12 yet again. Straight under the post. And Curtis Sirenen kicks the goal. He is 2 from 2 this game. So what a brilliant start for us. We did withhold all the momentum that the Bulldogs had, all the passion that they had. And now we're just getting really comfortable, which is something that we didn't do in the grand final last year. If you remember the grand final from last year, we looked very nervous, and we just weren't playing our game. We were playing very stupid, dumb errors, and I think the Dragons, there was a good period where we just couldn't even get out of our own end, which resulted in them having like 3 or 4 back-to-back sets and then scoring eventually. And we did eventually get into our groove, but right from the get-go, we're in our groove, and Kevin Aguama will race away and score. What a player Kevin Aguama is. Tedesco and Nofaluma, they've won the Dally-Ns, but Kevin Aguama's been right up there as well every year. And he extends the lead and pretty much kills off the game. It's only 24 minutes in, and we've effectively destroyed the Bulldogs mentally and physically. So Curtis Sirenen 3 from 3. That's a third try straight under the post there. And I think that's Curtis Sirenen taking a solid run there. Well, not really a solid run, but he gets smash there. I said Syrian, I think Curtis Rona is what I meant to say. And Brett Morris down the wing there. That's a great tackle there by Luke Brooks. Around the legs, not really known for his defence, but he definitely has stepped up his defence over the recent years. And Chris Lawrence is going to go back and retreat this ball, and we just make it out. We just make it out there. And as you can see, to the right of us, we have Elisha Taylor who's going to take a run. And that's a good tackle there by James Graham by the looks of things. But he is going to give away a penalty. And that might be Aiden Tom. I'm not really sure which one. They both look the same. But yeah, we did get a penalty that did relieve the pressure. And just shows the Bulldogs were starting to wilt. They were just about gone. And we were looking to put the sword into them. This would kill off the game completely. Another try. Extending the lead to 22-0. Aaron Woods getting under it. No one's around. I don't know what the hell the Bulldogs were doing. But we have increased the lead 22-0. Before half-time as well in a grand final. Is this one of the best performances of a grand final? Maybe the best half of in grand final history. I'd say the Manly game would be right up there. And Luke Brooks, the first sign of inexperience or just not concentrating enough, and we end up putting the ball into the Bulldogs players, and the Bulldogs will have a chance right before halftime. Can they get a try? No, they cannot. James Tedesco jumps out of marker really, really quickly, and he stopped Trent Hodgkinson in his tracks there before he could do anything. Couldn't even put a kick in. And, we're just showing a lot more today. See completions, 11 from 12. That is a phenomenal effort so far. To 24-0 at halftime. We should not be losing this. This should be our grand final. This is ours to lose, really. And Tedesco came up with another good tackle there after a few offloads. And the Bulldogs looking for a 40-20 early on, fourth tackle. I don't know who it is who kicked it, but obviously Tedesco was involved in that play before, and they kick a 40-20. That was a phenomenal play, great play, and they're looking to just throw the ball around a fair bit. And I think it's this Cassis lad, Nick Cassis, he ends up scoring, and the Bulldogs are back in the game, maybe, not quite. I wouldn't be game enough to say they're completely in the game, but in terms of getting on the board, they're on the board now. So they've got a little bit of confidence, maybe a little bit of belief, and especially because it came early in the game, that's terrible for us. But Curtis Sirenen with an absolutely terrible kick, straight down the throat of Will Hopewadi, and Will Hopewadi steps around a few players, or he actually goes in between a few players, and he'll race away and score. William Hopewadi ends up scoring a try, and they've now got 10 points, soon to be 12, you'd think. Hodgkinson kicks it straight over the black dot there, and now it's a 12-point ball game. Starting to get a little bit nervous, thinking surely they cannot come back from this. But as you can see here, another break. Curtis Rona this time gets it to Brett Morris, and Brett Morris, the Australian winger, New South Wales winger, is thrown over the sideline there. Kevin Aguama doing his job there. Brilliant work, and that might have been enough to just stall momentum temporarily. But as you can see, another error. The error is starting to creep in. Maybe a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of just getting a little bit nervous, and sort of going into our shell. Well, not going into our shell, but we should be going into our shell a little bit more. Just going away from the game plan, which was to play simple stuff here. But not for Luma. He's in a lot of space there, and this is what will kill the momentum officially, you would have to say. And it will extend the lead back out to 60. Screwing around there, slows down a little bit, and then puts on the jets just right at the end. Just trying to play a few little mind games with the Bulldogs. And as you can see there, an 18-point lead it is once again there. Curtis Sirenen, he's 5 from 5. I don't think he's had a kick that hasn't been from right next to the upright. So, all he could do is to throw it over every single kick. So, that's really nice. And Curtis Sirenen looking to kick a field goal, kill off the game completely, and he misses. He gives the Bulldogs a chance here. 7 tackle set there, and that is what you would assume. Game over right there. It was already over, really, 78th minute. But, we're not looking to just run down the clock. We're looking to score another try. Alex Glenn had a chance there, and the siren has sounded as well there. And the West Tigers are the premiers for Season 3. I believe this is the 2017 season if you're going by the proper years in-game. But this is Season 3 for us there, and it's very, very, it's bittersweet because I like the Bulldogs, and that you can see there, young Moses Mbai will be joining us at the Tigers next year. But, I had unfinished business. But, now we've finally finished it. We finally got that premiership that we wanted. We also have an Auckland Nines trophy as well in our cabinet from the last few years that I have been the coach of the West Tigers. And before I get to the other stuff, I'll just talk about it briefly. The scoreline here, 30-12, tries to Nofaluma. He got 2. Elijah Taylor, Kevin Aguama, Aaron Woods, Curtis Sirenen kicked 5 goals. And David Clemmer ran stupid amounts of meters. So David Clemmer was our best forward as well. But there will be a video going up, what I think might not be tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow, in a few days' time, talking about what the future of this series is. But we'll get to that when it happens. And that is the grand final. We have won it. And like I say, thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke Almighty, Facebook page in the description below, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye, guys.